Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to episode 2 of Lego Sharpedo's series of USACO's Bronze Guide Python Solutions. So today we're going to be going over the problem problem 4, I believe, of the week 2 bronze class, which is the problem measuring traffic. This problem is quite a tough one, and it took me a long time to figure out the logic to it. So without further ado, we are going to be hopping into the problem. So today, if you want to read this on your own screen, this is the link to the problem, and I will leave you to reading this for yourself. Pause the video to read this, and okay, so now today we are going to be doing something a little bit different from episode 1, where I will be copy and pasting select portions of the full code and explaining to you each one, instead of overwhelming you all with the entire code, for example, this. So before we start, here we are going to be looking at the explanation of how you would even start coding this problem. So we have the sample from the actual question here, and here we will be walking step by step through how they were able to get their answer. So we have 4, and we have on 1, 1, none 10, 14, none 11, 15, and off 2, 3. So the way that this problem works is it uses a type of math where it involves a range, and here, whatever range you have, it's asking you look at the next thing and then see the first number, have the next thing to be the lowest possible value it could be, and the second number the highest possible value it could be. So in this example, you have a on 1, 1, but since you don't know the starting flow of traffic yet, this wouldn't do anything. So you would just have A plus 1 and B plus 1, because you don't know what A and B are. Now we're getting to none, 10, and 14. So here we, because this is the first none, we now know that the range of traffic when we get to this part is 10, which is the minimum amount, and 14, which is the maximum amount. Now we get to a second none. Here it's 11, 15. Now because 11 is bigger than 10, the range of traffic for the minimum portion will be 11, because it has to be able to satisfy 10 and 11. And because 11 is bigger than 10, you put it here. Because if, let's say, the range, you would try to proclaim it as starting with 10, that wouldn't be right, because the minimum value could be 10. But as seen here, we know that the actual minimum value can only be at least 11. Now, coming over to these two, you have 14 and 15. Now, 14 and 15, 14 is actually less than 15, so you keep the 14 here, because in this case, when you're finding the maximum value, if you proclaim the range to be a maximum of 15, this would not be right, because right here before, where no cars come off or on the highway, which means that the theoretical speed of traffic should be the same, the highest possible range would be 14. But if you're proclaiming it to be 15, this would not be correct, because when looking at this range, 14 is actually the highest possible value that satisfies both of these nuns. Okay, so now going to the off, which is 2, 3. If we look at this here, the off would actually be, let's see, it would be 8 and it would be 12. So the reason that this is 8 and 12 would be because if you're trying to find the minimum possible range and the maximum possible range here, then if you're looking from the last possible range, which was 11 and 14, the minimum here would be 8, because the most that could get off is 3, so that after the off-highway, the minimum range here would be 8, because if you proclaimed it to be, let's say, 10, right? If you proclaim this to be 10, and then you ask yourself, yeah, but what if 3 cars came off and the speed of traffic was 11? So that means that the minimum would actually be 8. And over here, if we're looking at the maximum, you can proclaim and say, oh, this would be 13. And if you look at that, that wouldn't be right, because if you do 14 subtracted by 2, you would get 12. The reason you subtract is because you're trying to find the maximum possible range. And you would ask, why are you not subtracting by 3? Again, it's because you want to find the maximum range. So yes, you could subtract by 3, but if only 2 cars left, you would have a maximum of 12 cars. And that is why when you actually leave the highway, it will be 812. And if we go and look at the solution for the sample here, you see that the off is 812. So now we have to calculate the value coming before. And the way you calculate before is a bit tricky. So now that we're going to start on a blank slate. So here we're actually going to pretend that we didn't calculate any of this and start like we have no idea what the value could be. So we start on an off, and since we have no idea what the value could be, we don't know what it would be, so the value would be A and B, right? So now coming to here, we have a none, 11 and 15. And since we don't know the values previously before that, we know that this is 11, 15. Now we have a 10 and 14 here, and again, we now have 11, 14, using the same logic that we used here. After you find this value, you go to an on-ramp, and this sample isn't the best for explaining how to do backwards, but basically here, it is, you treat the on-ramp like you would treat an off-ramp going forwards. So here, in this case, just coincidentally, the range is 1, 1. So it would be 11 minus 1 and 14 minus 1, leading to a range of 10, 13. So the final range is 10, 13. And if we go back to the question, you will see that this is in fact 1013. Now, because that problem only had 4 values, it isn't explained extremely well, so I have one more case for us to do. And in this case, you have actually 7 sections on the highway. You have an on 1, 3, none 3, 14, off 5, 7, on 8, 9, none 7, 12, none 5, 11, and off 2, 4. So we start here, okay? So again, we do not know what the value is coming from the on-ramp, so right now we just proclaim it as A and B. Now we go to none, and because we do not know what it was previously before, we say, oh, the range then is 314. We now have an off-ramp, so here it should be 3 minus 7 and 14 minus 5, using logic previously explained on the first example. But because 3 minus 7, which would technically give you the minimum range being -4, but the speed of traffic cannot be negative, so this is actually going to be 0. Coming to 14, again, this value would be 9, because 14 minus 5 is 9, and you're subtracting by 5 because that is the maximum possible range after the off-ramp. So now we have the range of 0, 9, and we now encounter an on-ramp of 8, 9. So here we have the minimum, which is 0 plus 8, and the maximum, 9 plus 9. So we now have 8, 18, because we want the minimum value after the on-ramp and the maximum value after the on-ramp, which makes sense because this is the minimum and this is the maximum before, and now coming on, this is the minimum and this is the maximum, so you would add them together. We have a non-ramp now, and remember, we want the maximum possible range that satisfies both of these. So we have an 8 and a 7, and what would satisfy the range would have an 8 here, and we have a 12 and an 18, and what would satisfy the range would be having a what would satisfy the range is 18 here, because above, as we've seen before, the one that is, oh, oops, sorry, made a mistake. This one would actually be not 18. This one is going to be 12, because if we keep track of both of these ranges, if we use logic here, speaking, then we would have an 18 as a possible range and 12 as a maximum possible range. But if here the maximum recorded possible range is 12, then this is the maximum range. So here it would now be 8, 12. Coming to a none, so for 5, 11, we have this is another none, so we must satisfy both values. We have an 8 and a 5, which one is greater? 8. We have a 12 and 11, which one is smaller? 11. So now we have an 8 and 11. Coming down to the final off-ramp, we have a 2 and 4. And again, using the off-ramp logic to find the minimum value possible. It's 8 minus 4, the maximum possible value that's leaving. So here you have 4, and 11 minus 2 to find the maximum possible range after this, which would be 9. And if we scroll down here, we have the range after leaving is, in fact, 4, 9. Okay, so now we have to find the value before the highway, which as you see here is 2, 9. But how do we get that? So again, we take the same approach as we did up here, where we pretend that we did not find the value here being 4, 9, and we begin on a clean slate. So now we have an A, B, because we do not know the value that was before. Remember, we are starting on a clean slate. And here we have a none, 5, 11. So here, because we do not know the values previously, we just go here and do a 5, 11. We have a non-range here, which means that now this is going to be, because this is two non ranges, we have a 5, 7 and a 11, 12. So here, it's going to be a 7 because this one is bigger. And over here, it is going to be 11 because 11 is smaller. So now we have the current range of 7, 11, and we encounter an on-ramp. But remember, we are going backwards. So we actually are treating this as an off-ramp because before the on-ramp, we had a range where 8 to 9 cars were not on the highway yet, which basically means if you turn back time, you can kind of treat this as an off-ramp because since we're going backwards, this on 8, 9 basically means before we encounter this, it's an off 8, 9. So here, because we're treating this as a backwards ramp, we have a 7 minus 9. But again, because it cannot actually be by 0, the minimum is actually going to be a 0 rate of flow traffic. And over here, where we have an 11, we have an 11 minus 8 here, again, because we want to keep the highest possible range. So 11 minus 8 here is 3. And now we encounter an off-ramp. Now, similar to an on-ramp, we actually treat the off-ramp as the inverse, meaning we're treating this as an on-ramp 5, 7. Now, the on-ramp 5, 7, we're treating this as because, again, if we're treating this as moving backwards, then before these cars go off, we have these, so these are an on. Now, here, if we're treating this as an on, this is now going to be 5, 5 plus 0, and 10, 7 plus 3. So now the current range is 510, and we have a none here for a 314. This is going to be treated as just a none ramp because a none going backward or forward is treated the same nonetheless. So here we have a 5, and we actually still have a 10. Because if you look at this, if you look closely, 10 is less than 14 and 5 is bigger than 3, meaning the range from here to here is going to stay the same. Now finally we have an on-ramp 1-3, and the on-ramp 1-3 here is going to be treated as an off-ramp 1-3 because we are going backward. So here we have a 5 minus 3, which is 2. Again, minimum value minus maximum value leads to the smallest possible value. And a 10 minus 1 because 10 is the maximum, minus the minimum, leading to the biggest possible value. So we have a 2, 9, and if we look down here, this is, in fact, the correct answer. So now that we understand how this problem works and how complicated it is, we're now going to be jumping in the code explanation.